Thank you again, Pastor First Lady, for the wisdom. For singles, my question is.
So you didn't even have a question?
No, I have the question. I just want to formulate it in a way that's clear. So when you don't have prospects, but people are inquiring to talk to you, is that one of those situations where it's like, don't have options? Because I know in the relationship you should not have options. But when you're very single, you're not in a relationship, you're not talking to people yet, but people are approaching you. How do you scope to see, like, can I entertain conversation with multiple people? Can I go out to eat with multiple people? How do you navigate that? This is before the relationship. This is like people are just inquiring. How do you navigate that pre-relationship, pre-talking phase? Amen.
Well,
That's deep.
it's a good question. Now,
That's deep.
now you need to have, as a woman, you need to have some principles that you abide by, right? So not every one reaching out is the one that you're gonna just go out and
Get
eat
a
with.
free meal.
All right, there are certain things that you need to put in place, what you are looking for in a man. And so don't ever go out to eat with anyone until you see those kind of signals on them. Because if you go out to eat with every one of them, they can easily say, oh, I slept with her.
Yep, true.
They can tag you. Oh, you went out with her, I went out. You never know. They can say, oh, you went out with her, I went out with her too. And the conversation can go on concerning you. And so before you can make it, before you go out to eat with anyone, make sure that even when you are talking to the person, they meet those requirements in your mind. I need a godly man, whatever. If they meet it, choose just one and say, okay. That's when you begin saying, like, look at them and say, okay, pray concerning them before you take a next step. If you are not praying, don't date like the world do. You will make some mistakes. Before you make a decision to go on a date, after talking, you have prayed, and God is releasing you that this is the one. But if God is not releasing you, if you don't see any vision, any dream, the Lord did not speak audibly to you, you are not sensing it, it is a no. So you know. Somebody say it is a no. Some of you will be dating and still now be looking for confirmation. You are already in the relationship. Somebody's heart is in your hands. And now you're going to say, I want to pray about it to see if you are my husband.
Nobody tell me about your relationship if you're not ready.
Listen, from today going,
Tired of you.
before you make a decision to date with somebody, remember that their heart is involved, please. Don't try and error with nobody's heart. You see, that was what brings judgment on people. Because once you start talking to, as a man, if a man approaches you and start talking to you for a week, you start developing something. And a month will come, 2 months will come, and you are madly in love with this person. And then the person is saying, you know what, I need to go and pray about you. That, what you're trying to do right here. My heart is already involved, and now you want to go and pray about me? No, we don't do that way. So before you make a decision to date or to take somebody's daughter out or to allow somebody's son to take you out, you have to be sure, am I ready for this? Yeah. I'm not here to do dating like Americans do or the worldly people do, where we just go out, let's go out, and then you just dating and messing up people's heart. No. As a kingdom child, before you take a step, it must be for a purpose. So if you are not ready, stay single, stay a virgin, don't do anything until you are ready to take that step. If you're a man, if you are not ready to take the step, don't take anybody out. I'm repeating.
Amen.
If you are not ready to hold the person's hand to marry, don't take that person out. Don't say, I want to see. See what? See her heart being broken? Right? See her heart being destroyed because you were not ready? All right? Listen, these beautiful women, their hearts are very soft. You can easily crush it. So please don't take anybody's daughter out until you're ready to put a ring on that finger. You understand? So if the purpose is I want to marry her, I can see the qualities that I prayed about her. Let's see, God, I have confirmations. And so I want to take you out to eat. I want to take you out. I want to get to know you more. If that is your purpose, that is fine. But whoa dear, you have not prayed. You just want to just mess. And then when it gets to a point where it's very serious, you say, nah, I need to go and see God. That is an abuse. That is an abuse. And so if you're a woman, before anyone approaches you, ask them, have you seen God concerning me? Have you prayed? Because I'm not here to play games. You let them know, I'm not here to play games. My heart is very precious to me. Maybe it may not be for you, but I respect and I honor my heart. I don't want to be heartbroken. Heartbroken. I said it the other time, she said no. So I'm trying to figure out which one is which when I say it. Amen. So my wife be on me on those things,
I love English, proper English. So.
Right? So please, let's respect the woman that we take out. I remember one of the things that I always wanted not to break anybody's heart. Yeah. But when I came back, I was very determined. Honestly. That's why she was crying, because I moved too fast for her. My agenda was, I'm coming in. I know what God has said. I don't even need to go to see any prophet concerning this marriage. People may say I'm rushing because I knew what God said to me. And so when I came, I didn't want to entertain any other woman, because it could have been easily like, yo, Charlie, I'm single now, and broadcasted that I'm single now. I'm looking for options. And that would have been another big mistake. I realized that the biggest mistake I made before, because I had options. So when God gave me a second chance, I said to myself, I don't need any option. I just want one person. My focus was on Lesley, First Lady, and that was the target. I said I will fast for 8 days to detox myself. You see, I was working, man. I became so skinny because I'm like, you know what? I know there's some things going on. I need to fast 8 days dry fasting, a whole week. And during the fast, the Lord even helped me to be able to forgive my ex. And I put it's like a little note I wrote, and it worked. I wrote a forgiveness kind of thing, and just write to, but I didn't send to her. But the fact that I was able to write it out, it just released me from just being bitter. Because sometimes you feel like you were being used, or somebody have taken advantage of you, so it caused you to be bitter. And I'm like, Lord, detox me. Take anything that will hinder me. Lord, touch Leslie's heart at that time, that she will at least, now I want to talk to her again. I didn't know what I didn't know what is going on. I was just praying, and right after the prayer, the Lord started moving. And then the Lord had a girl who I knew that she was with, and then she told her about me, and then the connection happened. The girl said, oh, she said you can call her. I was like I was like, prayers are being answered. Amen. And I reached out to her, and life just turned around. Like within a month of me talking back to her, a job that I lost in around 2010. Yeah. That 2014, the job actually called me. It was Morgan Stanley. They called me and said, you know what, we need some help in the office in New York City. Now, we've worked with you before, so we don't need to come for an interview. We already know you. Just come in and just help us out. And I got this job. It was amazing. Like, the Lord restored me back to the things that I've lost all these years when I got back to her. Yeah. And from 2008, I didn't have a full-time, a permanent position. I didn't have a job that was permanent. But when I got back to her, back with her, I got a permanent position. And that's what moved us here to Stamford, RBS. You see, life was coming back together because I was single with my eye on her, and the Lord honored me through her. Amen. And so, yeah, don't play with your heart. Don't mess up with anybody's daughter. Don't mess up with anybody's son's heart. Amen.
Just to piggyback off of what Pastor was saying, yeah, don't cheapen yourself. Everybody got options if you want to be honest. You know, most of the time when I tell my story, as you guys all read on Instagram the other day, I said I didn't really have anyone, and that was the truth. I had a bunch of people calling me, but I said I'm not going to cheapen myself, because just one time out with me, you will be able to say that you went out with me. Just that alone cheapens me. And so I didn't want to be cheap at all. And so process eliminated themselves. You know, people started eliminating themselves. If I don't pick up the phone a few times and you're not persistent, you eliminated yourself already. If I see you and the way I act towards you, you don't like it, you have eliminated yourself already. So people were just eliminating themselves. Otherwise, you'll end up being cheap. And for the men who always go ahead, choose the woman, and then see there's other prettier people or better people that suit their likability, yeah, you cheapen yourself too. Because what happens is, I always say one thing that has helped Pastor and I is no one, and I mean no one, can come and say that he tried to talk to me. And that, for me, holds a certain pride in my heart. That nobody, because you know there's some men, everybody be like, oh, please, yeah, you know. You see everybody shaking their head because you think you got a good man, but he tried to talk to Becky, Sue, Laura, and Janet all at the same time. As a result, you look like the fool for marrying somebody who's just been with everybody, tried to talk to everything. And so men, we often talk about the women, but men, you guys look actually even stupider. Because what happens is you are messing up your ministry, you're messing up your businesses, you're messing up so many things. Imagine us having a church and all the women he's ever tried to talk to just looking at me like, this girl is dumb as hell. Who coming to that church? He gonna try to talk to all of them underneath her nose. Imagine, that would have just been shameful to me, God forbid. Jesus. And so, as a man, you guys have to hold some type of dignity within you too. Not the first thing you see, I'm gonna jump on it because I'm a man and my hormones, or I'm trying to show that, you know, I'm a hunter-gatherer and I wanna pick up the, no. You look crazy. Yeah.
And then after he hunt and he realized that it's getting serious, you know what, maybe I need to, I'm not ready for any relationship. And then start giving you those kind of stories. Yes. And by the time you realize your heart is aching. Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, I remember one person, this guy in our old church in Buffalo, he talked to literally every single body, even including me. He tried to talk to me. Finally, the new girl came in the church. She thought she got a good man. He hopped on that really quickly. And then I think it was like a ladies' retreat thing that we had. And she's like, oh, I think I'm so in love with him. He's a doctor, la, la, la. And everybody bust out, started laughing at her, like, at the same time. And it was like, girl, you are like, you got ugly goods. And somebody said, you have leftovers from everybody. Oh. And she just started crying, and she was like, oh, I had no knowledge that he tried to talk to everybody. He did tell me about his girlfriends, but I wasn't aware that he tried to talk to every single body. And so men, beware, because it takes the what is it? No, there's the value, the honor from off of you. When we know that you've tried to talk to every single body, and every single body can be as much as 2 or 3 women.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
So please.
What helped me, not knowing that First Lady is so connected in Brooklyn, right? Almost everybody is some way, somehow, is connected to her family. And I grew up there. But for God being so good, I never talked to anyone there.
Thank you, Jesus.
You see how it works. Now imagine if I had one girl there and realize, oh, everybody knows her family. They are some way, somehow, one family living in Brooklyn. You see, so it helped a lot because nobody from Brooklyn can say, oh, I'm Dom, or I've been with Dom before.
You know, the end of our wedding, my Jacusko cousin came to me. So I opened my eyes just like you, Lulu. I was like, what's she about to come and tell me? And she was like, man, Dom, he's a good one. Because he ain't tried to talk to none of us before. Like, we never even heard his voice before. And I was like, ooh, thank you, Jesus. Because you know, she's the cousin that everybody knows. So if she says she know Dom, then that's a problem. But the fact that she said she never even heard his voice, I was thanking my heavens. Like, thank you, Jesus.
So keep to yourself. Oh, yeah. And I didn't even know that this girl is related. I'm telling you, that Brooklyn, I think you have a family every place. Everybody is your family member. Amen. And so be careful because you never know what house you're going to marry in. You may be talking to a cousin. Because now you see everybody on social media, you want to hit them up. Be careful. You may be talking to your wife's cousin.
Hey.